Apple TV Plus is one of those streaming services that secretly houses some of the best TV shows. The platform has been the center of conversation with the much-talked-about Severance and the new comedy hit The Studio, with a ton of other shows gaining traction due to people discovering the platform. Well, I believe Apple TV Plus has another new favorite show for everyone in Murderbot, the adaptation of Martha Wells' The Murderbot Diaries book series. Murderbot is told from the perspective of a cyborg from a futuristic megacorporation. The cyborg is a security guard called SecUnit. Perhaps due to an initial malfunction, the SecUnit manages to disable the main component that makes them obey the commands of their clients. It essentially frees itself from enslavement and, instead of going on a murder spree, which it is not 100% opposed to, it decides to be like us. It obsessively watches entertainment, specifically a series that is eerily similar to our long-running Star Trek series. Alexander Skarsgård is perfect as the titular Murderbot. Alexander Skarsgård as Murderbot in Apple TV Plus series. Alexander Skarsgård stars as the titular Murderbot, who's assigned to a hippie scientist research group on a distant planet. Unlike the megacorporation lovingly called the company, the surveyor team, called Preservation Auxiliary, comes from a place that opts for harmonious living. Murderbot is utterly disinterested yet intrigued by these humans' limitless emotional capacity, which often makes them prime targets for danger. Despite having agency over its being, Murderbot stays on to protect the team, but also takes advantage of the seemingly low-risk position of watching the rise and fall of Sanctuary Moon. The hippies who are consciously opposed to enslavement do everything they can to humanize what is effectively a killing machine, and it wants nothing more than to be left alone. I can't speak to the veracity of the adaptation, as I have not read the books, but if the series by Martha Wells is as funny, endearing, charming, and exciting as the Apple TV Plus show, then I am strolling into my local bookshop very soon to stock up on the books. This show is a hoot, and a large reason for that is its impressive cast. Skarsgård's portrayal of Murderbot is perfect. From the cadence of his sardonic tone to his carefully constructed facial expressions, Skarsgård is undeniably the best and greatest element of this adaptation. He is effortlessly funny, but there is an immense sense of sincerity and hope in his delivery. There are the subtle changes Murderbot undergoes as he continues to engage with these humans, which are seen through his physicality and vocal pattern. From episode to episode, I was absolutely mesmerized by the actor. His versatility has never been questioned, but this portrayal solidifies him as one of the best. Murderbot is a great show because the casting all around is impeccable. The cast of Murderbot look at something. Then we have the rest of our ensemble. Noma Dumezweni is dynamic as a compassionate and graceful team leader. David Dastmalchian unveils another layer to his talents as the constant thorn in Murderbot's side. Sabrina Wu and Tatiana Jones provide a light-hearted and stabilizing presence to the show as the married couple in the group. Tamara Pudemski is deeply moving as an emotional anchor, and Akshay Khanna is uniquely qualified at making an utter waste of space an integral piece of the puzzle. This kind of ensemble casting is actually so rare. There is not a single person who feels miscast, unnecessary or too noticeable. Everyone has an equal contribution to maintaining the rather delicate balance of the show. Never did I think a single character is a waste. Each actor serves the story in a very specific way, and without any of them I couldn't say this show would be as perfect as it is. Even with Skarsgård being the face of the show, he alone could not carry Murderbot without the ensemble. It is so easy for a production of this size and scale to diminish the ensemble to prop up the star, but I sense that show's team knew how valuable it was for this adaptation to cast correctly and land on these specific actors. No one could do it as well as them. Apple TV Plus latest is a heartfelt and funny defense of humanity. For all the good this ensemble does, this show is funny, intuitive, and heartfelt because it has some great showrunners at the helm. The brother duo of Chris and Paul Weitz perfectly capture what everyone enjoys about sci-fi, and lean into it by having Murderbot be a sci-fi junkie himself. It is ironic that a creation of speculative science fiction, living in a constructed reality, would be amenable to sci-fi soap operas. The thought of it is funny on its own. Episode by episode, the show's deeper thematic message of preserving humanity, celebrating its flaws, and embracing its endurance creeps up on you. Just like Murderbot, we borderline despise these humans. Their emotions and limited survival preservation skills are incredibly irksome. And poor Murderbot only wants peace and quiet so he can enjoy watching John Cho do his best Captain Kirk impression in The Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon, the show within a Who show. We come to the exact same conclusion: humans suck. But unlike the tech and finance bros of today's world, or the universe in the case of Murderbot, there is no dollar value to humanity, a precious and incomprehensibly important thing that is being done away with for wealth and AI. By the end, the show really takes us on a journey that pushes valuable sentiments. We need to value human life, compassion and empathy may endanger us, but humanity is worth it. It is apt that the story about a sentient cyborg can be so heartfelt, and, as the credits roll, we are left with an incredible life-affirming story that is actually hilarious. Between hearty laughs, you will be utterly absorbed by the engaging writing threaded throughout. In conclusion, we need more seasons of Murderbot. Alexander Skarsgård and David Dastmalchian in Murderbot. The quality of the show goes beyond just the script and performances. Murderbot looks great, the creative choices are distinctive, starting with the production and set designs, and the costuming is unique to each character and the structure of this fictitious futuristic world. Everything is designed to stay true to the story being told, the characters showcased and the emotions the show is trying to evoke. All around, Murderbot is entertaining, clever, and very fulfilling. There is little to no expectation these days that an adaptation of a book series will see a second season or last long enough to have a solid, satisfying conclusion. But if there is any good in the world, Apple TV Plus will move quickly, but carefully, to adapt this entire series and give us the complete journey of Murderbot and his adventures.